What's up, guys? Barrygaming here, back with some more Infinite Magicraid, and to follow up our best update ever with that multi-battle change. If you haven't checked it out, go check out that video first. It should be amazing. We're going to be talking about, I believe it is 7 different heroes getting big changes. A couple of them might be pretty significant because they're getting a good overhaul. So let's jump right into it. Let's start with some of the epic heroes first, and then we'll work to the legend heroes that are getting revamps. Those are going to be going live most likely this Friday. Again, most of these changes should be the same of what we see go live. These can always change because we're 2 to 3 days out. These are the preliminary patch notes that we get a little bit of a preview to, and we get to share it with you guys a little early to get hyped. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get going. So first up, we're going to talk about the epic hero Lutz. He's kind of like the face of idle heroes. He might be the face, kind of, sort of, not really, of Infinite Magicraid, but he is getting some adjustments to make him a little bit more useful. So first off, his Rune Fist basic attack. This one here is going to be changing his damage up from 160 up to 240, from all the way to 200% to 260%. So a little bit of a more bump right off the bat, and then slower upgrades. It's going to be a 15% upgrade as you go up the levels. To a single enemy, reducing their speed, that part is still the same. His passive skill is going to be getting a change from 16, 18, 20, 22, 24 to 22 up to 30% pierce rate, so that'll help him out a little bit more. And then his active skill is getting a tweak as well, deals up to 280% at max, up from 240. Attack damage to all enemies with a 40% chance to reduce their speed. That's actually not that bad. That's a decent chunk of attack damage, and on top of that, a speed down effect. If you can get him really fast, maybe even for like PvP, you might actually have a use for him as well. He's also going to get a couple exclusive changes here. So this one is going to increase from 8% leech up to 10%. The rate increases up to 20% now as well. So it's going from 816 to 1020. His level 2 is increasing it before casting Rune Impact. So when Rune Impact is released, that's changing to increases attack by 20% for 2 turns before casting Rune Impact. So you'll actually get it bonus on Rune Impact as well. And then lastly, level 3, this one is just upping it to 20% additional piercing rate. So not bad. Decent little buffs. Not really much of a change besides making it so that he might be a little bit more usable for a brand new player that doesn't have better options. So number 1, that one's pretty solid. So actually, I just double checked again. Lutz is the only 4-star getting buffed. The rest are going to be legend heroes. So we got 6 legend heroes that might be a little bit more viable. We're gonna go to Sully, whichever way you want to say it. He's not getting many changes. The only change he is getting is his level 3 exclusive. It's changing from its current version to Sully deducts his HP by 15% max HP, grants the ally immunity to its death, and restores their HP by 35% of max HP when the ally protected by him gets fatal damage. This skill cannot be triggered when Sully's HP is below 25% and can only be triggered once by the protected ally every turn. So that is an absolutely insane tanky ability, letting you take a fatal blow basically for an ally. So that one seems extremely strong. Next up is actually one of the kind of, promo heroes, Anna. She's the one that's kind of on a lot of ads lately. She's getting a passive rework plus exclusive rework. The difference here is after her buff, her Ascending Flame, this fire wave unique stack, this will not be removed after her death. So if she is revived by another hero, she should be able to keep her stack no matter when she's revived. Whatever numbers the stack she has, she will be getting that back. Now her exclusives are getting complete reworks. Level 1 is completely going away. Afterwards, Fire Strike will attack all enemies. So that is a very strong one. Is basically taking the level 2 one and bumping it up to level 1. Level 2 is going to be getting all allies deal 20% more dot damage when she survives. So again, taking the level 3, bumping that one up to level 2. And then we have a brand new level 3 called Phoenix Dance, inflicting 1 layer of burn on an enemy target without burn for 2 turns and deals 100% more attack damage for the detonation damage of targets with burn. That is a huge buff to her damage. I actually never noticed. It's just her exclusive is burning gloves. I never saw that before, but she is getting a pretty decent rework and making some of her quality of life and damaging abilities easier to get to. Next up is going to be Aisha. She's getting a couple of changes, but mainly to her exclusive as well. Level 1, this one is disappearing. When reincarnation is triggered, cleanses all self debuffs. That is no longer a thing. Afterwards, after her buff, it's going to be reincarnation will be triggered, and Aisha is immune to this death when she takes fatal damage. Aisha cleanses all debuffs from herself and grants self res debuff for 1 turn when reincarnation is triggered. So it's essentially, I mean, it's basically like the same thing, except she's also getting that turn of res debuff, basically debuff protection, which is pretty good. And then level 3 is going to be changing as well. So level 3 is losing this one, and instead is after Beam of Flame deals extra damage, capping at 300% of Aisha's attack by 10% of max HP damage to enemies whose HP are above 75%. That'll be really good against bosses and things like that. A couple of really good things. Again, it's been a while. I haven't really looked at the exclusives of a lot of heroes. Very interesting exclusive for some of these. Next up on the list is Valentin. His exclusive is getting changed at level 1 and level 3. So currently his level 1 is when Valentin enters the power surge form, he is purified of all debuffs and gains control immunity for 1 turn. This is going to be, he basically has the same thing, is Valentin cleanses all debuffs when he enters power form. He is also immune to control effects while in this form. So long as he is in that form, he's going to have control immunity, not just the 1 turn, which is pretty big. And then level 3, they are adding on to the additional, reduces the cooldown of Power Surge by 3 turns when Valentin is not in Power Surge form. So that is 100% in addition, and that can be a pretty big buff to him. Now, the last one we're going to talk in this video is Gustav. We're going to leave Horus to a separate one because I have a lot of stuff I want to say about him. But Gustav is getting some big changes here. Literally, like almost every one of his abilities is getting some sort of upgrade. They're basically making the basic attack, the wager, the same, but adding additionally consumes 10% of current self HP and deals an extra 60% attack damage if Gustav's HP is above 75% before casting it. This extra damage ignores target defense. That is going to be a nice chunk here. Yeah, I think that's interesting. He's going to be eating a lot of his own health though, so I don't know how that's going to work out. We'll have to see. His active skill, which one's the next one he's saying? Still God of War. Oh, no, they meant passive. So they're basically adding Gustav is immune to dots when he is in the madness status, and then boiling is getting a big change too. They're basically upping the damage by 200%. So this is going from 520 to 640 to 720 to 840%. So when it's fully maxed out, 840 is huge. They are removing the skill damage is increased by 0.06% for every 1% lost, and changing it to additionally consumes 10% of current HP and deals 90% attack damage if Gustav is above 75% before casting the skill. The extra damage ignores the target's defense, and this skill has an additional 30% leech. So little tweaks there. I don't know how much this is going to change him. It could be pretty significant. That is a very sizable single target nuke, but it is at the cost of his own HP. We'll have to see. And then his exclusives are getting changed to level 2 is just delete that right there. It's changing to Gustav immediately cast Boiling 1 extra time to the attacker when God of War is triggered. Cooldown is 6 turns. And then level 3 is changing as well. That is just completely gone and changing to extra damage, capping at 160% of Gustav's attack. Will be triggered when Gustav's HP is above 50% before he casts Boiling. Boiling has an additional 45% leech when Gustav's HP is no more than 50%. So big changes right there. So sadly, a lot of those were more exclusive changes, but some of the other heroes did get some reworks. Stay tuned though, because we're going to be talking about Horus next, and he has some absolutely bonkers, really good changes. I might just reroll and force a Horus account. I really might get 2 of him, get his exclusive up to level 1. It could be very, very awesome. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you have any of those heroes or you plan on building any of them now. I'll see you guys next time.